There comes a moment in life when you have to make a decision, a real decision, not the kind where you hope things get better, not the kind where you wish for more, but the kind where you draw a line in the sand and say, enough is enough. I am done waiting. I am done hoping. I am done settling. I am making it happen. Because let me tell you something, nobody is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. You either step up, push yourself beyond your limits and make it happen, or you stay exactly where you are, watching others succeed while you sit on the sidelines. Your potential is limitless, but it means nothing if you don't tap into it. Too many people let fear, doubt, and excuses run their lives. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if people judge me? You know what? What if you succeed? What if you become unstoppable? What if you wake up one day and realize that the only thing holding you back was you? Success isn't given, it's taken. You don't sit back and wait for opportunities, you create them. You don't wait for motivation, you force yourself to take action. Stop looking for signs. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is the moment you decide to get up and do something about your future. And I get it. Pushing yourself is hard. That's the point. That's where the growth happens. You don't grow when it's easy. You don't get stronger by staying comfortable. You grow when you push past the pain, when you dig deep and find that extra gear inside you that refuses to quit. The moment you feel like giving up, that's the moment you must push harder. Because on the other side of that pain, on the other side of that exhaustion is a version of you that is stronger, sharper, and unstoppable. Champions are built in those moments when most people would quit. Winners push through when everyone else backs down. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna let life happen to you, or are you gonna take control and make it happen? This is your time. This is your moment. No more excuses. No more waiting. Get up, push yourself, and make it happen. There was a man who had spent his entire life watching others succeed. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't incapable. In fact, deep down, he knew he was meant for something greater. But every time he got close to stepping outside his comfort zone, fear held him back. He told himself, I'll try tomorrow. I don't have the right skills. What if I fail? And so he stayed in the same place year after year, watching, waiting, hoping, but never moving. How many people live like this? How many people have dreams so big they can feel them in their bones, yet never take the steps necessary to turn them into reality? Not because they aren't capable, but because they allow comfort to chain them down. Your potential is limitless, but it's locked behind the walls of your own hesitation. Every dream you've ever had, every goal you've ever wanted to achieve, it's all possible. The only thing stopping you is how much you're willing to push yourself. The problem is most people don't. They wait for the right time. They wait for things to be easy, but life doesn't work that way. Growth doesn't happen when things are easy. Growth happens when you are uncomfortable. Think about the times in your life when you truly evolved. It wasn't when everything was smooth and effortless. It was when you faced challenges, when you had to push through the pain, when you had to force yourself to take action despite the fear. That's where transformation happens. That's where the magic is. Look at the most successful people in the world. Do you think they got there by doing what was easy? Do you think they waited for the stars to align, for everything to be perfect before they took action? No. They pushed themselves when it was hard. They kept going when most people would have quit. They understood one fundamental truth. If you want to grow, if you want to achieve greatness, you have to break past your limits. You have to be willing to step into the unknown and embrace the discomfort. Imagine a man who wants to climb the highest mountain. He starts his journey excited and full of energy. The lower parts of the mountain are easy. The path is clear, the air is comfortable. He tells himself, I've got this. But as he climbs higher, the path gets steeper, the air gets thinner, his legs burn, his lungs struggle for breath. Doubt creeps in. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I should turn back. This is where most people quit. They feel the struggle and mistake it for a sign to stop. They assume that difficulty means they aren't meant to succeed. But the truth is that struggle is the very thing that proves they are on the right path. Because every step they take beyond that moment is a step toward greatness. Success isn't reserved for the lucky. It's reserved for those who refuse to stop when things get hard, for those who push beyond the pain, for those who keep going when every part of them wants to quit. The reason why so many people stay stuck isn't because they lack talent, it's because they lack the courage to push past discomfort. They want success, but they don't want the struggle that comes with it. They want the rewards, but they don't want to fight through the moments when everything feels impossible. But here's the truth. If you never push yourself beyond what feels comfortable, you will never know what you are truly capable of. Think about a caterpillar. It spends its life crawling, limited to the ground, but one day it enters a cocoon. And in that cocoon, it doesn't just sit and wait. It struggles. It fights. It pushes against the walls, confining it. That struggle is necessary because through that process, its wings develop strength. And when it finally breaks free, it is no longer a creature limited to the ground. It is something new, something powerful. It can now soar. You are no different. Your comfort zone is your cocoon. It keeps you safe. It feels familiar. But if you stay there, you will never know what it's like to fly. The most painful moments in life are not the ones where we struggle. The most painful moments are the ones where we look back and realize we never tried, that we never gave ourselves the chance to see what was possible. The greatest regret people have at the end of their lives is not the mistakes they made, but the risks they never took, the times they let fear win, the moments they could have pushed harder but chose to stay comfortable instead. But here's the beautiful thing, you don't have to be one of those people. You have a choice. Right now, you can choose to push yourself. You can choose to stop waiting for the right time and start making things happen. Will it be easy? No, but that's the point. Every time you push past your limits, you grow stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you build resilience. And one day you'll look back and realize that every struggle, every challenge, every time you felt like giving up but didn't, that was the moment you became unstoppable. Your potential is limitless, but it's up to you to unlock it. It's up to you to push beyond comfort, to step into the unknown, to embrace the struggle, because on the other side of that struggle is everything you've ever wanted. And the only thing standing between you and that life is a decision. A decision to go all in, a decision to push harder than you ever have before, a decision to stop making excuses and start making progress, because the truth is, you are capable of more than you've ever imagined. You just have to be willing to prove it to yourself. There is a lie that people believe, one that keeps them stuck, waiting, hoping, and wishing. The lie is that success is something that happens to you, that one day if you work hard enough, if you're patient enough, if you're lucky enough, life will hand you success on a silver platter. But that's not how life works. That's not how success works. Success isn't given, it's taken. It's seized by those who refuse to wait, who refuse to settle, who refuse to live a life of mediocrity. Look around at the people who have made it, the ones who have built the life they once only dreamed of. Do you think they sat back and waited? Do you think they relied on luck? No, they took control. They made a decision. They said, I am going to make this happen. And then they did whatever it took. They worked when others slept. They pushed when others quit. They believed when others doubted. That's the difference. That's the mindset that separates those who succeed from those who spend their lives wondering, what if? The world doesn't owe you anything. No one is coming to hand you your dream life. If you want it, you have to go and get it. You have to fight for it. You have to take it with everything you've got. That means no more waiting for the right time, no more hoping someone will notice your talent, no more blaming your circumstances. You either make it happen or you don't, and that decision is entirely up to you. Think about the moments when you've wanted something so bad, you could feel it in your bones. A dream, a goal, a vision of the life you knew you were meant for. But then what happened? Did you chase it with everything you had, or did you let doubt creep in? Did you let fear stop you? Did you tell yourself, maybe later, maybe it's not for me, maybe I don't have what it takes? That's where most people fail, not because they aren't capable, but because they don't take what's there. They let fear control them. They let their excuses become bigger than their hunger. But those who succeed, those who change their lives, they don't let fear win. They don't listen to the doubts. They don't wait for permission. They take action. They go after what they want with an unstoppable drive, and they don't stop until they get there. Success is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's not about having the most resources. It's about being the most relentless. The person who refuses to quit, who refuses to accept anything less than what they set out to achieve, that is the person who wins. Think about the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the icons who have built legacies. They weren't handed their success. They took it. They outworked everyone around them. When others were partying, they were working. When others were sleeping, they were grinding. When others were making excuses, they were making progress. There's a fire inside you, a drive, a hunger. You know it's there. You've felt it before. But too often that fire gets buried under self-doubt, under hesitation, under the fear of failure. It's time to bring it back. It's time to wake up every single day with one mission: to take what's yours, to take your dream and turn it into reality. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more wishing. If you want it, you must take it. That means pushing yourself harder than you ever have before. That means sacrificing comfort for growth. That means refusing to stop no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, because there will be obstacles. There will be challenges. There will be moments where everything in you wants to quit. That's the test. That's where most people give up, but not you. You will push through. You will fight back. You will stand up and say, this is mine and I am taking it. And when you do that, when you commit, when you refuse to accept anything less, you will realize something powerful. You were never waiting for success to find you. Success was waiting for you to claim it. There is one thing that has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could: excuses. Excuses are the silent killers of potential, the invisible chains that keep people trapped in the same cycle of mediocrity year after year. They whisper in your ear telling you it's okay to wait, that the timing isn't right, that you don't have what it takes. And before you know it, days turn into months, months turn into years, and you're still standing in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. Excuses will bury you. They will keep you small. They will convince you that you are powerless when in reality, you have everything you need to take control of your life. Every time you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, you are digging your own grave, slowly covering up your dreams with layers of regret, missed opportunities, and wasted time. And one day, you'll wake up and realize that you've run out of tomorrows. Look around. The people who succeed, the ones who build something out of nothing, they don't have fewer obstacles than you. They don't have more time than you. They don't have a special advantage that you don't. The only difference is that they refuse to make excuses. They refuse to let circumstances define them. They refuse to wait. They take action no matter what stands in their way, because action is the only thing that creates change. Action is the only thing that builds success. You can dream all you want, you can plan all you want, you can tell yourself that one day you'll do it, but until you take action, nothing happens. Think about a person who says they want to be in the best shape of their life. They research workout programs, they watch videos, they follow fitness influencers, and they talk about their plans to get in shape. But every morning when it's time to wake up and hit the gym, they hit the snooze button instead. They tell themselves, I'll start on Monday. Then Monday comes and they say, next week will be better. And before they know it, another year has passed and they're still talking about what they want instead of taking action to make it happen. On the other hand, there's another person who feels just as tired, just as unmotivated, just as busy, but they make a different choice. They wake up even when they don't feel like it. They show up even when they don't see immediate results. They push through discomfort. They keep moving forward, and day by day they transform. Not because they had better genetics, not because they had more time, but because they took action while the other person made excuses. This applies to everything in life: business, relationships, personal growth, success in any area. Comes down to one thing. Are you willing to act, or are you going to make another excuse? People love to tell themselves stories. I don't have enough experience. I don't have the right connections. I don't have the time. The truth is, you will never feel ready. You will never have the perfect moment. You will never have all the answers before you start. But that's exactly why you need to start, because action creates momentum. The moment you take the first step, the moment you stop making excuses and just go for it, something shifts. You begin to realize that you are capable of more than you ever believed. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't sit there thinking, what if I fall? They don't tell themselves, I'll wait until I feel more confident. No, they just try, and they fall, and they try again and again until one day they take their first step, then another, and before long they're running. But what if that child never tried? What if they sat in the same spot saying, I don't think I'm ready. I don't want to fall. I'll wait until I feel more confident. They would never walk. They would never run. They would never experience what they were meant for. And that's exactly what happens when you let excuses hold you back. You stay stuck in the same place, never realizing that all you had to do was take that first step. Action builds you. It forces you to grow, to adapt, to become stronger. It teaches you what works and what doesn't. It moves you forward while excuses keep you standing still. And here's the truth, if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Think about all the people you admire, the ones who built businesses, who became the best in their field, who created something extraordinary. Every single one of them had reasons to quit. Every single one of them had moments where they could have made an excuse, but they didn't. They pushed through, they acted, and that's why they succeeded. Now think about yourself. Think about the things you've been putting off, the dreams you've been waiting to chase, the goals you keep pushing to tomorrow. What if you stopped waiting? What if you stopped making excuses? What if you took action today? Where would you be in a year, in 5 years, in 10? The choice is yours. You can keep burying yourself under a mountain of excuses, or you can rise up, take control, and start building the life you were meant for. Because at the end of the day, your future is not determined by luck, by talent, or by circumstances. It's determined by whether or not you take action. There comes a moment in every journey where everything inside you screams to stop. Your body aches. Your mind is exhausted, and you start questioning if it's even worth it. You tell yourself, maybe this is a sign to quit. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. That moment right there is the defining moment. That is the test. That is the point where most people walk away, but that is also the exact moment when you must push harder than ever before. Think about the times you've started something new, a goal, a dream, a challenge. At the beginning, you're fired up. Motivation is high, you feel unstoppable, but then reality hits. The path gets harder, progress slows, doubt creeps in. And this is where most people fail, not because they aren't capable, but because they stop when it gets tough. But here's the truth. If you always stop when things get hard, you will never know how far you could have gone. Growth doesn't happen when things are easy. Strength isn't built when everything is going smoothly. The real transformation, the real breakthroughs happen when you're standing in front of that wall, when you feel like quitting and you decide to push through. Look at anyone who has ever achieved greatness. Do you think they never had moments where they wanted to quit? Of course they did. Every champion, every successful entrepreneur, every person who has built something extraordinary has been in that exact place, the place where giving up seems easier than going on. But they made a different choice. They refused to let pain, exhaustion, or setbacks define them. They pushed harder when most people would have walked away. Imagine a marathon runner hitting the wall at mile 20. Their legs feel like lead. Their lungs burn. Every part of them is begging to stop. They could slow down, step off the course, and tell themselves they gave it their best shot. But instead, they dig deeper. They find something inside them, something stronger than the pain, stronger than the fatigue, and they push step by step, they move forward. And then something incredible happens. The pain doesn't go away, but they break through it, they find a new gear, and before they know it, they cross the finish line. This isn't just about running, this is life. You are going to hit walls. You are going to feel exhausted. You are going to have moments where the easiest thing in the world would be to quit, but quitting never takes you to the finish line. Quitting never gets you closer to your dreams. Think about the times in your life when you did push through, when you didn't quit despite wanting to. Maybe it was finishing school, working that extra shift, or overcoming a personal challenge. At the time it felt impossible, but looking back you realize those were the moments that shaped you. Those were the moments that built your strength, your discipline, your resilience. And the same is true now. Whatever you're facing, whatever feels like it's pushing you to your limit, remember this: your mind will quit long before your body does. Your doubts will tell you to stop long before you've actually hit your breaking point. But if you can silence those doubts, if you can take one more step and then another, you'll discover something incredible. You are capable of far more than you ever imagined. The struggle is not there to stop you. The struggle is there to make you stronger. The pain is not a reason to quit. It's proof that you are growing. The resistance is not telling you to turn back. It's telling you that you are on the right path. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or ability. They fail because they stop too soon. They don't realize that success isn't about avoiding difficulty, it's about pushing through it. The real winners in life are the ones who refuse to back down, who take that last bit of energy and push forward even when it feels impossible. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who have built something remarkable, who have changed their lives, who have overcome impossible odds. They didn't have it easy. They didn't have a smooth road. What they had was the mindset to keep going when every fiber of their being wanted to quit. And that's the same mindset you need. When you feel like quitting, push harder. When your body tells you you're done, prove it wrong. When your mind whispers that you can't do it, drown out the doubt with action. Because every time you push through, you get stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you train yourself to win. And one day, when you look back on your journey, you'll realize that the moments when you wanted to quit the most were the moments that defined you. You have two choices right now. Give in to the pain, the doubt, the exhaustion, or rise up and push forward. This is the moment that separates the weak from the strong, the quitters from the winners, the dreamers from the doers. Because in the end, it's not talent, luck, or circumstances that decide who succeeds. It's one thing, the relentless refusal to quit. Every champion, every leader, every icon you admire has stood in this exact place. They've heard the same voice of doubt whispering, maybe this isn't for you. They've felt the weight of failure pressing down on them. But do you know what they did? They pushed through. They fought harder. They refused to accept defeat. When the great Muhammad Ali was training, he didn't count his sit-ups until they started to hurt. Because that's when the real work begins. That's when the transformation happens. Pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It is the price of greatness. And most people aren't willing to pay it, but you are different. You were not born to be average. You were not born to live a life of regrets. You were made for something greater. Winners don't back down when they're tired. They don't stop when they feel discomfort. They don't walk away just because the road gets hard. Winners see pain as proof that they are getting closer. They see obstacles as stepping stones, not barriers. They see adversity as the fire that forges them into something unstoppable. Kobe Bryant once said, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And that's the mindset you need. You don't stop when you're tired. You don't stop when it's hard. You stop when the job is done. You stop when you've crossed the finish line. Until then, you dig deeper, you push harder, you fight like your future depends on it, because it does. Success is not for those who wait for the perfect moment. It is not for those who let fear dictate their actions. It is for those who rise when they feel like falling. It is for those who take one more step when their legs feel like giving out. It is for those who choose to keep moving forward no matter what stands in their way. You have the power to change everything right now in this moment, but you have to decide. Are you going to be the person who quits when it gets tough? Or are you going to be the one who looks back years from now and says, I made it because I refused to give up? Rocky Balboa said it best. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Life will hit you hard. You will get knocked down. You will face setbacks. But that's not what defines you. What defines you is whether you get back up. What defines you is whether you keep fighting. The world is not going to give you success. You have to take it. You have to earn it. You have to be willing to do what most people won't, so you can live the life most people never will. So when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. When you feel like you've reached your limit, push past it. When your mind tells you to stop, tell it to sit down and watch you rise, because this is your time. This is your moment, and you will not stop until you make it happen.